Want to give yourself the best chance to go on Disney World's latest and greatest roller coasters? Then you need to master the virtual queue. I'm James from Guide to WDW, and by the end of this video, you'll know the ins and outs of Disney World's virtual queue system. Plus, I'll share our proven method for the fastest way to join the virtual queue. So first of all, what is a virtual queue? In recent years, Disney World has rolled out a virtual queue for new attractions. While with the traditional standby line, you just go to the ride entrance and wait your turn to go on the ride, a virtual queue is a bit more complicated. That may be the understatement of the century. With the virtual queue at Disney World, once you join, you are given a boarding group number. You can only go and get in line for the attraction once your number is called. It's basically like the pick a number system at a deli, but instead of a pastrami sandwich, you get to ride a roller coaster at the end. What rides use the virtual queue? Currently, Tron Lightcycle Run and Guardians of the Galaxy are the only two rides that use a virtual queue. While the virtual queue is running, these rides don't offer a traditional standby queue. The virtual queue was previously at Rise of the Resistance and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, but these rides have converted over to traditional standby queues and show no signs of going back. How do you join the virtual queue at Disney World? In order to join the virtual queue, you have to use the My Disney Experience app. Everybody who's going on the ride needs to join the virtual queue, but one person can sign up your entire group if your accounts are linked. As an extra tip, make sure that you have all of the tickets and accounts of everyone in your traveling party linked before you head to Orlando, so you don't need extra time to take care of that. In the app, there's a virtual queue section. Your goal is to tap the Join Virtual Queue button as fast as possible as soon as the queue opens. Which brings us to our first key piece of information that you need to know to master Disney's virtual queue system. Know the virtual queue openings. The virtual queue opens 2 to 3 times per day, 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. for all guests every day. On days when the parks have extended evening hours, guests staying at eligible resorts can join the queue at 6 p.m. This is typically Disney World's deluxe resorts, plus the Swan, Dolphin, Swan Reserve, and a few others. This usually happens on Mondays at Epcot and Wednesdays at Magic Kingdom, but check the schedule in case Disney changes anything in the future. Here's our second key piece of information. The rules of where you need to be to join the virtual queue change depending on the release time. For the 7 a.m. drop, you can join the virtual queue from anywhere, but you need a park pass reservation for that specific theme park in order to join. So if you're trying to join the Tron queue at 7 a.m., you'll need a Magic Kingdom reservation for that day. For the 1 p.m. drop, the rules say you must be inside the park to join, but as long as you have already entered the park anytime earlier in the day, you'll be fine. And for the 6 p.m. drop, you can join from anywhere, but you need to make sure you're staying at an eligible resort. And make sure that your resort reservation is linked to your Disney account in the My Disney Experience app so the system knows that you can join. Okay, simple, right? Absolutely not. But with this information, you're now ready to learn the fastest way to join the virtual queue. Guide to WDW's Rapid Refresh Method. Once you know the Rapid Refresh Method, you'll have the best shot at joining the virtual queue. I'm going to walk you through step-by-step how to do this. You'll want to start this process about 5 minutes before the virtual queue opens, either at 6:55 a.m., 12:55 p.m., or 5:55 p.m. Set an alarm to remind yourself so that you don't miss the queue. Step 1. Open the My Disney Experience app and make sure you're logged in. Step 2. You'll want to go to the virtual queue section in the app. You can go to this page from a few different screens. It can be found on the home page or the tip board, but I like to join it from the menu because I find it to be the quickest and easiest way to get to the virtual queue page without having to scroll past a bunch of things. Tap the 3-line icon at the bottom right of the app, then tap the virtual queue box. Step 3. Tap Join Virtual Queue. Step 4. Select which virtual queue you want to join. Currently, you can choose between Tron at Magic Kingdom and Guardians at Epcot. Step 5. Tap Confirm Your Party. Everyone in your party who has an eligible ticket and reservation will be automatically selected. Step 6. Once you've confirmed your party, stay on this page. You'll want to refresh this page as close as possible to the queue opening to bring up the Join Virtual Queue button at the bottom. There are 2 ways to refresh the page: pull to refresh or tap to refresh. This is where Guide to WDW's Rapid Refresh Method comes into play. Starting 1 minute before the queue opens, just start rapidly tapping the refresh button at the bottom of the screen. Don't even look to see if the text on the button has changed. Just keep tapping. Just tap, 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 tap. If it feels like you're playing a Mario Party minigame, then you're doing it right. Not only is this the quickest way to refresh the screen, but as soon as the clock changes over from 6:59 to 7 or 12:59 to 1, the refresh button will change into the join virtual queue button. So by rapidly tapping the refresh button, your finger is in the exact right spot to hit that join virtual queue button as fast as humanly possible. Since you've already confirmed your party, as soon as you tap this button, you've joined the queue. Do not, I repeat, do not pull to refresh. The animation takes much longer and your finger won't be in the right position to press that join the queue button as quickly as possible. It might sound a little silly, but those seconds can be the difference between joining the virtual queue and missing out.
Miss!
It's possible that with all the rapid tapping, you might accidentally dismiss the success screen. Don't worry about it. You can find your boarding group number by going back to the virtual queue section from the menu. So if you're lucky and you join the queue, here's how you get on the ride. Once your boarding group number is called, you'll get a notification. You'll then have an hour to get back to the ride. There is a 15-minute grace period if you're running late. In case you missed the notification, you can see which boarding groups are being called in the tip board in the app. So now you're ready to join the virtual queue as fast as possible. For more tips on how to make the most of your Disney World vacation, head to guide2wdw.com or check out this next video here. See you real soon.